Children, let us see the next property, that is distributive law. This is distributive law. Now we see associative law and commutative law, and that we done for both multiplication and addition separately. Okay. Now I want to tell you that this distributive law is the mixture of multiply and addition. Let us see with an example. Suppose we have three numbers 7, 5 and 11. Okay. So according to this law, if 7 is multiplied with 5 and 11, that means this is the sum of 5 and 11. See here children, if 7 is multiplied with the sum of 5 and 11. Okay. So since we have the sum, so we will keep 5 and 11 in under bracket. Okay. Now 5 plus 11 we will get 16. Okay. Now if 7 is multiplied with 16, we are getting 112. Okay. Now there is a simple trick for solving this. If 7 is multiplied with 5 and 11, that means we can also multiply 7 with 5 and with 11 separately, like this. Okay. 7 with 5, that means 7 into 5, and in between the bracket, under bracket, in between the numbers we have the sign of plus, so we will write plus. Okay. Now we can write 7 into 11, because we can see here it is a bracket. Bracket shows that the number which is outer of bracket is multiplied with both of this number. So 7 into 5 we are getting 35, and 7 into 11 we are getting 77. If we add them, we are getting 112. Now children, this proves that both of this equation are bringing the same value, same answer. That means these equations are same. So we can represent them as A, B and C. So in place of 7 you can write A, and in place of B and C you can write, in place of 5 and 11 you can write B and C. Similar way, 7 is A, 7 represents A and B represents 5. Okay. Now again 7 means A, 11 means C. So we can write like this. That means this is the equation we are getting. This is called distributive law. Okay children. Now see the next example, next property, that is called cancellation law. If we have three numbers A, B and C, and A is added with C and B is added with C, that means we can see here to right hand side and left hand side, C is common in addition in both of side. So we can cancel the same number, that is called cancellation law, and we will get only A and B. We can write A is equal to B. Again we can do this in multiplication. For example, suppose we have 5 multiplied with x. 5x is equal to 15. That means we can write 15 as 5 into 3 in fractional form. Now 5 into x is equal to 5 into 3. That means 5 is common in both sides. We can cancel out, and we are getting only x in the right side and x in the left side, 3 in the left side. X in the left side and 3 is in the right side. Okay, x is equal to 3. This is called cancellation law. Okay children, now let us move. Now we will learn division. You already know how can we divide a number. So when we divide a number by any number, you can see here this 31 is called dividend, and we divide by 7, so 7 is called divisor. Okay. So after division we are getting this. Okay. Now you can see here, if we multiply 7 fours, we get 7 fours 28. Okay. Now 28, and if we add this remainder 3, 28 plus 3, we are getting 31. That means this 31 is equal to the dividend. Clear, student? So it makes a algorithm that is called division rule or division algorithm. That tells us dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So you have to learn this. You have to prove any equation by this rule. Okay, in any condition. Now children, if you add a number by 1, you get the same number. Okay, now if you add a number with a number itself, then we get 1. And if you divide 0 by any number, you will get 0. So this is the properties of division you have to learn, children. Okay, now let us move. There is a common concept. If any number is divided by 0, we don't get a definite value. We get a number that is not defined. So let us prove this. How can we do this? With an example. Let us see here. This is very interesting, children, and it will be always remain in your mind. Now see here. For example, we have to divide 12 by 4. Do you know? Multiplication is the repeated addition and division is the repeated subtraction. So for division, what we will do? We will do subtraction. So if we subtract 4 from 12, we get 8. Then again we get 4. And again if we subtract 4, we get 0. Okay, children? Now we get 0 as the remainder. Now you can see here, we have subtracted 4 3 times. That means we are moving 4 from 12. This is the first movement. This is the second move. This is the third move. Okay, that means our answer will come as 3. The quotient will be 3. You can also check, children. If you divide 12 by 4, you get 4 3 ja 12 and remainder 0. Okay, children. So again, now we have to divide any number by 0. So what will you do? You will move 0 from 12. You are getting 12. Okay. Again move 0. You are getting 12. Children, when we subtract 0 from any number, we never get the 0. Every time we are getting 12 itself. So this process will never end. You can see here, children, in case 2, we are subtracting 0, 0, 0, 0 so many times. But we are not getting any remainder 0. So after every move, we are getting 12 itself. So if we will subtract 0 even infinite times, we will never reach 0. So this process will never stop. Therefore, 12 divided 0 is not defined. So answer is not defined. Quotient is not defined. So children, this is very important. Kindly note down in your notebook.